When I was a kid, I really wanted to be a YouTuber. I'd watch videos for hours and I'd think to myself how cool it'd be if I could do the same thing and make money from it. The idea of doing exactly what you love, which at the time for me was playing video games and getting paid to do it, was amazing. And then on top of that, seeing how YouTubers, especially back then, made so much money and how it was kind of glamorized to be the career, it made me feel like maybe I could do it one day and help my parents and retire them early and things like that. Making videos, there was something about making videos that just felt bigger. It was the idea of putting something out into the world and having real people actually connect with it, or whether it was something like me doing a crazy play and other people seeing it, or even helping me learn, seeing how I play and helping me get better at the game. And if I'm gonna be honest, having strangers care about something you've made is kind of a cool feeling, to see something that you've put so much time into and effort into and people liking it. I couldn't fully articulate why I wanted to do that back then, but I think every kid has had that dream at least once in their life. So I think you get it. I held on to that dream for years. I always thought to myself that eventually I'm going to start a channel and that eventually I could be a YouTuber. I just have to wait till I have better equipment and a full setup so I can actually make videos. That's what I'd tell myself. Now just wasn't the perfect time. There was always a reason why now was never the right time, and why I just needed to wait a little bit longer and then the perfect time will come. And as a kid, I never questioned whether that was me just staying in my comfort zone or if there was actually some truth to that. Now, years later, when I actually look back at what I did with that dream and how far I actually went with it, over the course of 13 years, I'd only uploaded 30 videos. 3 of them I actually put effort into, the rest were just gameplay of me playing the game and talking in the background. Most had no editing, no real thought behind them. I just hit record and uploaded the video. And then nothing would happen. And then I'd wait 6 months to do it again, sometimes even longer than 6 months. And the whole time while I uploaded those terrible videos, I genuinely believed that I wanted it badly. That's the part that's strange to sit with, and that's what created my biggest fear, which is regret. I wasn't trying. I didn't put 110% effort into every single one of my videos. I wasn't consistent. It does suck to think about it, and I feel like I've wasted 13 years, but at the same time, I feel like I've learned an expensive 13-year-long lesson, and that's not to wait. At the time, I didn't think I was lying to myself. I just uploaded videos and I thought it was good. I think I wanted it badly, but I think I wanted the version that lived in my head badly. The one that made money already, the one that uploaded very consistently, the one that had editors to do all the work for me, the audience connecting and leaving timestamps of their favorite moments or great plays that I've made and actually talking. That's the idea that lived in my head, and that's the version that I wanted. And so as a kid, when I started uploading and I didn't have that, I think that's what steered me away from it and stopped me from being so consistent. But at the same time, I know it was also laziness. Because you see all these successful people, like Jacksepticeye for example, he still works to upload these videos consistently. He still sits in front of the camera and talks to it and plays the game and things like that. It's not automated for him. He still has to speak. He still has to do things. He still has to think about a video. He still has to put the effort in. And if I can't do that now, how am I ever going to be able to do it in the future? I thought I wanted to do this because it was something I loved. That's what kept running through my head. I wanted the outcome so badly, but I didn't want to do any of the work badly. Make that make sense. What I'm trying to say is you can't expect something to happen, or you can't even wish for something to happen. You can't have dreams if you're not working towards those dreams. You can't say or complain about not being where you want to be if you're not working to get there. I uploaded 30 videos in 13 years and I was upset. I don't know what else I was supposed to expect. I don't know. What did I think that those were enough? I don't know. There's a lot of regret, but that's why I'm making this video and that's why I have this channel, to make sure that I don't have that feeling of regret ever again. And I hope this helps you and stops you from having that feeling of regret. Here's the thing about effort that I didn't understand back then. It's not just about putting your head down and working hard. like how you do when you study for an exam. It's a never-ending cycle, and it's about giving what you want a real chance. It's kind of like a plant. If you want your dreams to grow, then you need to water it consistently. So I keep thinking to myself, imagine if you kept watering that dream. Imagine instead of 30 videos, it said 300 videos. What would happen then? How much better would I have been at editing then? How much easier would it have been to be consistent then? How successful would I be then? And that's where my regret lives. I often think about the people that seem to have caught a lucky break, like speed, but when I look closer, luck had almost nothing to do with it. They were almost always just the people that didn't stop. Even if you are a believer in luck, who do you think is gonna be luckier? The person that takes 30 shots? Or the person that takes 300? I should have just kept taking shots. These successful people that we call lucky kept putting things out there, even when nothing was happening. They kept getting better at everything they did while no one was watching. They stayed in it long enough to actually see the success. A lot of us don't. Well, I never did. I plan on changing that with this channel. They didn't get lucky. The luck found them. Not only did I miss on so much opportunity, but I also forgot everything I learned because of how inconsistent I was. I forgot every single shortcut that I finally learned in editing. I forgot half of the editing things that I used to do, all because I was so inconsistent. I'm not trying to be super hard on myself because I was young. I was 13. But I'm glad I recognized that as a mistake so I can never make that ever again. And I feel like a lot of people go through something similar with whatever their dream is. But now whenever I feel like taking a break or coasting, or I feel like I'm too busy and I have too much going on, I think back to all that regret, and I think back to how angry I feel. And that alone is enough to help keep me going for this channel. Because I already know what that version of me looks like 10 years from now. And it's not something I want to go through anymore. That version doesn't build or grow. It doesn't become anything. It just stays exactly where it started. But I hope watching this helps you move from wherever you are to where you want to be.